where we are in the middle of discussing the exam structure for TEF Canada test. So today we're going to turn our attention to the remaining two sections, that is expression orale, which is speaking, and then we're going to briefly talk about expression écrite. So let's begin our discussion with the speaking test. As you guys are aware, the speaking test has two sections in TEF Canada. One is section A and one is section B. Alok, if you know this, because we had discussed this before, what is the duration of section A?
Section A is, I think, 6 to 7 minutes.
Formal conversation with the examiner, right? 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And do you know how much preparation time do you get for this?
I think we get 1 minute.
1 minute preparation time. What is section B?
Yes, it's informal conversation about an advertisement
Yeah, informal
or
conversation.
convincing a friend. Yes.
Do you know the duration of this?
15 minutes.
नो नो अरे बाप रे क्यों बच्चों का बीपी बढ़ा रहे हैं ठीक है 10 minutes is the informal conversation with the examiner. And do you know how much preparation time you get for this?
Oh, 1 minute. Oh.
Okay. Now let's start with section A. And what you have to remember, guys, before you start, okay, so there are certain things that you should pay attention to. So let's say you walk into a room, puja, right, the exam hall. My suggestion would be to have a small talk. You do the small talk with the examiner. Now, most of the time, from the experiences of our students, Ashman gave the exam recently, last week, Aishwarya gave recently, and then a bunch of other students keep on giving it all the time. And they generally talk with me when they give the exam, so I understand their experiences. 95% of the examiners, Alok, are friendly and nice. Like maybe even more, 95% of them. Very nice. Okay, so they initiate the small talk. But if you are one of those unfortunate ones like me, Alok, like I had in the second attempt at Mumbai, you're going to come across a very, I would say, not nice examiner who is not interested in anything but the exam and just do it in quickest possible time. They don't give a damn about whether you're nervous or not. But most of them, Alok, 97, 95% of them are good. They make you feel at ease. But let's plan for the worst, Alok, because I did not. Let's say
Are
you
they
come.
always French or they are
No,
international also?
no. Sometimes they are French if it's available. Like for example, in Delhi, I think Jasjit was saying yesterday
Yeah,
that he
some
had a French.
director was there.
Yeah, but not always. Not always. Irrespective of the teacher, AB, irrespective of the person, you take that out of equation. You do the small talk. Okay. For example, you can say, obviously you can do a greeting. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Right? Then you can talk about weather a little bit. How is the
El
weather
Febo.
today? Il fait beau. Yeah, il fait chaud. If you're in Mumbai, il fait chaud. Okay. Il pleut, whatever. Then you can even admit just we never. Hmm? Just we never. You can say, or if you are Alok, you can say il me tarde de. I can't wait to give the exam. Il me tarde de passer l'examen.
वो सीधा
So
रेल से यूज करेगा.
Real il me tarde de réussir à l'examen. ठीक है. No, I'm just saying. Point is, let's not get lost in the jokes. Do the small talk. Remember, most of the time the examiner is going to be super nice, super cool. So they will respond, and you will feel good that you got some French sentences out of your system. The other person understood them. He responded, he or she. So you feel good about yourself. You are off to a good start. And by this time, if your leg is shaking or if you're sweating and all, that will subside, and your BP will come down to normal. One thing you should not do is keep any expectations. So this can boomerang actually, Aishna, if let's say you initiate a small talk and the examiner is super rude and he just looks at you like chal re cut chal naam bata.
दो
And they
चार
just
फ्रेंच गाली भी सीख लेते हैं.
no. So my point is, guys, you know this, right? This can happen. Look, at least I did not know. I just expected that that's going to be Mahatma Gandhi's cousin. Didn't turn out like that. But You take the examiner out of equation, Alok. You don't expect anything. This is for you, Alok, not for him or her. So even if they don't respond, doesn't matter. Don't feel offended. Don't take it personally. Okay, it's just, but you should do this. Again, it's an advice. You don't have to do it. You can just sit there and look at the vantilata till they start the exam. That's your choice. I would suggest do this, Kiran. I would suggest get 3-4 sentences out of your system. You feel better, your nervousness goes away a little bit, you get some confidence, because they cannot judge you on this, they cannot give you points, they cannot deduct points. Okay, so don't worry about this. So you have now entered the exam hall, you have spoken some sentences in French, so all is well in the world, your leg is not shaking anymore. Cool. Now you will be given a document after some formalities, like you'll have to sign on a document or something. You will be given a document with the advertisement. Sometimes they have a photo, sometimes they don't have a photo, but many times there is a photo. But there will be some text, obviously. Now, how much time you get? 1 minute. 1 minute is not a lot of time, for sure. What you don't get, AB, you don't get a rough paper. No,
Sad.
that has been confirmed by multiple people in recent times. Okay, so there is no white paper, there's nothing to write notes on. So you, when you are practicing at home, don't get accustomed to having a paper and that. So what do you do in this 1 minute? You know what's the good news? The advertisement stays with you during the entire duration.
Okay. So
Okay?
you can look at it. Good.
Yes, we do that in our practices, right? We keep the photo on for the entire duration. Same like that, it will be there. Okay, now what do you do in this 1 minute?
Think about what you can say. How do you
No, 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 no.
after understanding, obviously.
Yeah.
Before
First,
understanding, you can't.
yeah. First thing is the priority, Kiran, is this. Understand. The worst thing you can do here is go on another planet. Worst thing you
Yes.
can do. That will make everything useless. What you're going to do in the next 5 minutes. So first priority is to understand. Okay, understand, take your time. Once you understand, let's say it's super simple. Let's say it's about loye votra apartment, notre apartment, rent our apartment. That's super simple. You understand. Then if that happens, and most likely it will happen, because most of these topics are super simple, so you will understand. Then after spending 15 seconds in understanding, 15 to 20 seconds, now you focus on what questions are you going to ask. Now there are two categories here, guys. One is the routine or common questions. For example, every advertisement you can ask about location, right? You can ask about the price, website. If the website is not mentioned, you can ask about the discount or whatever, or offers. Is there any offer, discount, or what else? There are just common things in that probably.
Even
Oh,
even
schedule.
if all these things are already mentioned there, we can
No, no,
still
no,
ask.
no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what you have to be smart about. If it is not mentioned, then you can ask them. If it is mentioned, then there's no point. If the website is mentioned and then you ask what is the website, then they know that.
Mug up.
मग्गा मग्गा मार के आया है, ठीक है? Sorry. So yeah, that you have to be smart. If you're not smart, then it will work against you rather for you. Now, my point is, these are the common questions, but you should not start with this. You should not start with what is the website or what is the price. That looks unnatural. Getting it, Kiran? Like you don't start a conversation, you don't call B Bartels and say, "Aapka website kya hai?
Right.
What's the discount?" No, you don't do that. So imagine the biggest challenge that you have is make the conversation authentic, make the conversation natural and authentic. That's the biggest challenge, because people are so tense, people are so aware of the exam situation that they just act like robot. Pouvez-vous me dire votre adresse exacte? Pouvez-vous me dire votre site web? अरे ऐसे नहीं बोलते हैं कोई भी. No human being calls and starts like that. So the biggest challenge is make the conversation natural, as if you are actually calling that person to get more information about their business. Guys, we do that all the time. So you have to try to do it like that. What does that mean? You start with a greeting, right?